Okay, remember how earlier I said that you'll always make a greater sense of release the longer you prolong it, right? So sometimes that doesn't mean just doing like a prolongation of B, like what we looked at before, where we had like A, B, something like that, where we've got all of this A, then B is going to feel really uh, like a huge resolution. It doesn't always need to be that literal because we have that here. So here we are in the development section. I'm going to go to the end of the development section. It's going to be right about. Okay, there's the end of the piece. Here. This is when the melody comes back again as the A section. Okay? So, this felt really nice. It was like this big opening. And let's look at why. What he was prolonging in the last part of the development section, all through almost this whole page, from here all the way to here, he was prolonging something. And it wasn't a formal aspect. It wasn't the melody, the A section or the B section. It was something different that within the development that he was prolonging. And what it was as simple as this bass note. Okay, this is a G in an octave. And that G goes all the way through all this stuff. He just keeps hitting it over and over and over. Keeps going. Keeps going. Prolonging, prolonging, prolonging. 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 Then we get to here. One more time. Step up. Step down. Back to it. And then the huge resolution here. That bass note right there. All of this G leads us to that C. And now if you remember your music theory, if C is our root, if C is the key we're in, then G is the dominant of it. And if you're going to prolong something for a long time, the dominant is the way to do it. 5 notes away from C. So if you count up from C, we would count C as 1 to D to E to F to G. That's 5 notes. That 5th note, the G, is what's going to always lead back to C really strongly. We'll talk more about this when we talk about harmony, but I want to point out here that during the development here, he's got this G going through all this stuff. He's just pushing it and pushing it. He's like G, 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 and this big fat bass note all the way to here when it ends and we get back to the melody and it feels so rewarding. Let's hear just that part. Okay, so here's where that G starts. So keep your ear on this bass note. Right? Did you feel it? Did you feel that C as the resolution to this entire page of stuff, all the way up here, all the way down? prolonging that G made that C feel like we are back to A and there is just nothing you can do about it. Really strong resolution. So tension all throughout there, and then this big release. That big bass note G just gives us a ton of tension leading here, and we're finally let go. Okay, up next, I want to give you this file. So I'm going to give you this MuseScore file, and I'll give you a PDF too of Moonlight Sonata, and you can play around with it, see what you think. And then we're going to talk about a more modern interpretation of this using a big rock song. So let's do that.